Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. How are you today? I'm very well, thank you. It's Matilda from Health is Wealth TV. Please don't forget to subscribe today if you haven't already done so, or this is your first time. Don't forget to, just tap on the subscription button and the red bell so you get notification of my new videos. Thanks for all those who have already subscribed. Your wonderful comments are encouraging. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Today, I'm going to talk about proteins. Proteins are part of the different food groups that we have. They are very important in our diet because they repair the damaged tissues in our bodies. We have two types of proteins, animal-based and plant-based. In the animal-based proteins, we have the different kinds of meat like beef, pork, mutton, the different kinds of fish like salmon, tilapia, prawns, crabs, oysters, and in poultry we have eggs, chickens, and in dairy products we have the milk, cheese, butter, yogurt, ice cream, and foods like that. In the plant-based proteins, we have nuts, such as peanuts, monkey nuts, almonds, pistachios, cashew nuts, and beans, as in black-eyed, brown, red kidney beans, pulses, lentils, and others. Up until recently, I never knew that I could derive my, proteins from other sources other than animal-based ones. At a point, I like so many other people in the world, I enjoy eating meat and all the other, derivatives of it. And I started having pains all over my body. I didn't know what was the cause of it. And, all throughout my life, I grew up eating meat and I lived with it, eating meat every day of my life until recently. So when my body started complaining, I didn't know what was wrong with it. So I decided to, go to the doctors and, complain, and, so often until I came to realize by accident, that, the animal-based protein I was eating wasn't very healthy for me. As we get older, the ability of our bodies, processing some of these foods we eat, tend to decrease. And it happens to me. So I came to discover two major issues with animal-based proteins. The first is that animal-based proteins produce uric acid. Our bodies already produce uric acid and eliminate it somehow. But when we eat animal-based proteins, it increases the uric acid in our bodies. And when the body doesn't eliminate it completely from the body, then it has nowhere else to go. It goes around the body, and where does it settle? In our joints. When it settles in the joints, it crystallizes there, forming razor-sharp tissues that make mobility very painful. And that's what I experienced. Walking alone was so painful, it was excruciating. Even to bend my knees was a problem. Going up and down the stairs was a nightmare. The second issue I had with animal-based protein is that it causes inflammation in the body. My body was inflamed. My shoulders, my joints, my knees, my ankles, and I just bloated. I was burping, I was farting, and I couldn't understand. I said, what was causing this problem? I visited the GP on several occasions. I researched online. I couldn't come up with anything. the more pain I got, the more animal-based proteins I ate, because I thought maybe I wasn't eating enough meat or fish, so let me eat more, because it will then repair the damaged tissues in my knees, in my bodies. All this pain will disappear. That's what I thought. But the more animal-based proteins, meat, fish, and all those things I ate, the more the pain increased. The more the pain developed. It was by so one day I decided to write down what I was eating, kind of on a daily basis for 1 week. I looked at it and I took it to the doctors and I said, look, this is my typical diet in a week. He looked at it and he said, maybe you're consuming too much animal-based proteins. So he gave me some pamphlets to read and then some sites to go and visit. So I did my homework and I came to realize that it was actually the amount of animal-based proteins I was eating that was really causing the problem. So I decided to find alternatives, and I came to, find out that we even get more nutrients from plant-based proteins compared to the animal-based ones, because those ones are closer to the natural state of food, not highly processed or anything like that. So I decided to make alternatives, incorporating more of the plant-based protein in my diet and reducing the animal-based ones. And when I did that, the pain, all the pains and inflammation gradually, reduced till they disappeared. So today I eat more of plant-based proteins and less of the animal-based ones. So this is my experience that I'm trying to share with you. I'm not saying that because it worked for me is the general rule that will work for everyone. But there may be someone out there that may be going through all these symptoms I've just described. Because when the body is in pain, there's no way you can be comfortable or happy. I was in pain, so I decided to do something about it, and this is what I'm trying to share with you. And people who are allergic to nuts should be very careful. They can find alternative, proteins to, support their diet. We have to look. If you are in so much pain in your joints or you are inflamed, look at the proteins you are eating. Are they more of animal-based ones? If that's the case, look for alternatives. I did, and it helped me. So it might help someone out there. So if you are going through these issues, you don't have to, look any further. Write them down. Look on a daily basis. What are you eating? What's your diet like? If there are more of the wrong kind of food that are not good for you, then you have to make alternatives. That's what I did. It might help you if you try. It may not be the general rule, but it might help you, because the enemy, you see, can use all sorts of ways to inflict pain and suffering, to steal our joy, and we should not allow that to happen, because health, as I've said, is wealth. So I know that to be able to look after our health, it may just be the simple things. It may not cost a lot of money, just the simple things we need to do. We know our bodies, and when things are not going right, we should be the first to know, even before the doctors. When you go to the doctor, he will ask you. He will not automatically know what is wrong with you. So if you don't know your body, then you may not be able to tell him or her what is wrong with you. So we have to be able to take that initial step to make sure that we are eating what is right for our bodies, so that the body doesn't complain. Since I, made the alternative to, eat more of plant-based proteins, I don't have the problems I used to have before. That doesn't mean that I cut out animal-based proteins completely out of my diet. No, I still eat them, but very limited, because I eat meat once a week. And I can't remember when I ate egg or uh, yogurt or even ice cream, butter, all those things when I ate them last. And I'm not missing out because by not eating them and, having the alternatives, I'm healthier and I'm happier. My body is not complaining. When my body is happy, I'm happy. Rather than having, butter, on my toast or on my bread, I use peanut butter. You know, that's that's healthier for me. So these are the issues, I used to have that I'm, sharing with you. So health is wealth, and I know you are taking care of your health. You are wonderful, you are beautiful, and I love you. But Jesus loves you more. Don't you forget that, you are amazing. So I want to thank you once again for stopping by to hear what I have to say. So share this video if you like it, and maybe it might help someone out there, maybe a friend or a relative. You never know. So thanks once again for stopping by to hear what I have to say. And then I'll see you soon. So take care of your health because health is wealth. Thank you and bye.